When I tell you that I have never in my life gasped as much as I did while swatching a palette, I swear words could never be more true. But welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be trying a brand that I've never tried before, a new indie brand, and it's a new palette. I picked up the Ensley Rain Groovy Garden palette. This palette is freaking stunning. I'm so excited to create some looks with it. I already know what I'm going to do for look one, but I may be doing two or three looks and swatches. And if you guys are interested in seeing what I come up with, then just keep watching. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather Eaglin. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe. Click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. But with that being said, let's get into the video. And speaking of indie brands, so excited to be trying another one. I have been wanting to try Ensley Rain for so long, but they are a bit pricey, so that's kind of kept me from doing it because there's always so many great releases. But when I saw this palette, there was no way I could pass it up. I mean, obviously, this palette is so right up my alley. I really just love the theming of it. So this is a pretty big collection. There are several products. You can buy the full bundle for $255, which I did not do. I just picked up the palette for $69. I did use the code, but there are also 4 shades in their Moondust formula that's kind of like a loose pigment. Those retail for $17 each. There's also a Groovy pressed eyeshadow. They have this in 5 shades for $18 each. There is a gloss for $16, a lip oil for $14, and a lip lacquer for $12. But I just went for the palette. I would love to try some of their other stuff, but since there's so many releases right now, I wanted to really limit down what I spent. But this palette has 21 shades, 14 mattes, 5 multichromes, one of the shades being a holochrome, and 2 duochromes. I also really love that this palette is magnetic, so you can switch stuff around if that's what you like. And it is also vegan and cruelty-free, which is really nice. And as you guys have already seen the swatches, this palette swatched incredible. So I have very high expectations. I've seen a lot of raving reviews on this brand, and I'm just ready to go ahead and get into look number one. So let me get you guys zoomed in, and then we're going to get started. I'm going to use my Singe Beauty brushes for look number one, probably look number two as well. This one no longer has the name on it, but I'm pretty sure this is the E04. But we are going to go into this shade up here called Sage Serenity. It's so pretty. So far, my only issue is for this palette to be $69, I feel like it should have a mirror, but it does not. But I mean, that's just a small little like nitpick thing. But anyways, I just want to press this shade here on this inner portion of the lid. I'm not taking it into the inner corner because I want to use something else for that. But I'm so excited about this eye look. I also really love the little impressions in the pan of the mushrooms. I am on a mushroom thing right now where I love them so much. Now I'm going to go in with my Singe Beauty E06, and we are going to pick up the shade here called Marvy, and I'm going to press this here in this outer portion. When I swatched this palette out, I just automatically saw this look first. Now the shimmers, oh my god, like I've never in my life seen anything so freaking glorious, but it was really hard to choose. But I wanted to stick with like the first look that I saw when I looked at it. So I felt like that would make me the happiest. You know how it is. But I'm just pressing this all along the crease. Everywhere I want to lay that down. It's very nice pigment. And the mattes are like very soft and smooth, which is great. But let's see how they blend. I'm going to go in with my Singe Beauty E03 and I'm going to blend on this. Now I'm going to pick up a little more of that shade with this brush. I really just wanted to see how the shade would lay down. I didn't want to risk putting down too much pigment and then having to fight to blend it out. So I usually start with a smaller brush, but this is so pretty. I don't know how well these colors will go together, but I'm excited to give it a shot. That's for sure. I'm going to go back in with that E06 and I'm just going to just deepen this up. Just press it down and then I'll blend it back out. I really love trying new indie brands. I just think they're so fun and they come up with the most creative color stories and undertones of the shades they pick. It's a whole experience. I haven't filmed in like a week. You guys wouldn't know that because I have had stuff posted, but I feel so out of practice. But no, we're going to use the Singe Beauty E03. I cleaned it off on my Sigma switch, but we are going into the shade Free Love. We're just going to slightly blend on the edges of this. Now I'm going to go in with this BH Cosmetics shading brush. And we are going to pick up the shade down here called Bathe. This shade was super pigmented. And I'm excited because I feel like it's really going to bring in that depth that you guys know I freaking love so much. But we are just going to concentrate this mostly in the outer corner, but I'll probably let it fade into the inner corner just a little bit as well. But I'm just pressing it where I want it. Now I'm going to go back in with that E06. So far, I've not added any extra product. We are just going to blend on this first. Now I'm just going back in with my E03 and I'm picking up a little bit of the shade Marvy. And I'm just going to slightly blend on the edges of that deep shade. Now I'm going to go back in with the BH Cosmetics brush and just do the same thing. You see how well that's layering? I'm really pumped for this color combo. I think it's going to be freaking gorgeous. Now we're going back in with the Singe Beauty E04, picking up more of the sage color. And I just want to slightly tap this on the edge because I don't want these two colors to blend. They will muddy up. They are on the opposite sides of the color wheel. But if you're careful, you can make it work. How am I going to pick what shimmer? That's the question. I'm going to do something I typically don't do. I'm going to do the shimmers before the lower lash line so I can kind of figure out what I want to tie in. But I'm just going to go in with my Unearthly Cosmetics Glimmer Grasp. I really love this glitter glue. And if you guys check it out, you can use my code that is affiliated, but it is AOML. It's always in my description box. We are just going to apply this all over the lid and just take a little dollop, spread it around. My whole soul wants to use this shade and I'm going to in one of these looks, but not this one. But I want to pick up the shade Trippy because I think this might be my best bet. But we are going to just put this on the lid. Not exactly sure how far I'm going to take it in yet. And I know it looks like it stops abruptly, but we will blend that, so don't worry. We're going to make these two blend. So I'm going in with a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm picking up this deep shade down here called Babe, and we are going to blend this in. And this is the best way to really get your shimmers to blend in with your mattes when they're like so like different. Now we are going to go in with my Singe Beauty E01, and we are going to try the holochrome in this palette, which is called Moonchild. Really pretty. I'm most certainly going to be doing 3 looks with this palette. And now that I've said it in a video, that holds me to it. First of all, we are going to start out with this green that I used up top. I'm going to press that in down here. I'm going to grab a bigger brush. This one is from Do Color. We're going in with Free Love. And I want this lower lash line to be really smoky. Then I want to go into the shade Marvy. This is another Do Color brush. It is a number 10, like just like a small shader brush. But then we are going to pick up Marvy and concentrate this a little closer to this lash line. But I'm going to go off camera, do the other eye, lashes, liner, all the things, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. And I'm really excited. I think this is so freaking pretty. But you know, liner changes it up. It makes it 10 times better. And here is the finished look. I love this so freaking much. It makes me so happy. I put the ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Icebreaker in my waterline. Listen, I'm already trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. I'm so excited to create some more looks with this palette, but this palette is so fun and I'm having a blast with it so far. But let's go ahead and jump into the next look. I'm so excited to do this. I think I have a pretty good idea with what I'm going to do today. So we're going to start out using this little shader brush from Do Color. I believe it's the number 10. I was going to say number 9. But we are going to start out. I really want to do these 2 colors, but I don't think I'm going to do it today. But I'm going to go into this like mustardy shade, and it is called Good Vibes. But we are going to blend out this eyeshadow primer again. And I'm going to pack this right here in the front portion of the eye. And I'm probably going to use that light shade in this palette to lighten this up just a little bit where it's in the inner corner. But I am loving this. The eye look I wore yesterday wore so well. I'm so happy with this formula so far. And I'm so happy I finally get to try Ensley Rain. But I'm just going to press this in. I'm mapping out the eye look. Then we're going to go in with my Singe Beauty E06, and I'm going to pick up the shade here called Peace, and I'm going to place this in the outer corner. I'm so excited for this look. I'm so excited for this palette. I typically, when I only do 2 looks, I think I mentioned this yesterday in the first look, but I only do 2 looks because I can only do 1 look a day. That's all my allergies will allow. And I like to get the video up as quick as possible. But this palette has been out for a little while, and I'm really excited about it. So I think I'm going to try to do 3 or 4 because I just look at it and there's so many shades that I want to use that I almost get overwhelmed because I don't want to. I mean, you can't use every shade in a palette. That would be a really fun challenge video. Maybe not pick a palette this big, but it might be a good idea, actually. But now I'm going to go in with my Singe Beauty E06, and I am going to just blend out these edges. I really love this matte formula. I'm going to pick up a little more of this shade. I am waiting on a few palettes. Also, I picked up the new palette from Unearthly Cosmetics, the Pretty in Pastel palette from Glaminatrix, and the Steph's Beauty Stash collab with Gourmand Girls, the Nueva Vida, and I'm really excited to play with them. Really excited. But I'm waiting for them all to get here. The Pretty in Pastels is taking a long time because it shipped a while back, but it's coming from Australia. And it's probably going to take a while to get to me, but I'm excited to play with them. Let me know in the comments which one you would like to see me film with first, because sometimes I get them all at once, it feels like, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And then we are going to go into this shade here called Grass, and we are just going to slightly blend the edges. Now I'm going to go back in with that E06, pick up more of this shade here called Peace, and I'm just going to deepen this up just a tad. I'm going to use this brush from ColourPop. It is the E26, but I'm going to pick up more of this shade here called Good Vibes and start working on blending this shade out. And I think I might mix it a little with another shade. I really love like these grungy mustard shades. I think they're so freaking pretty. They make me so happy. Now I think I want to mix it with Earthy Ember. It's like a burnt orange. It kind of matches my lip product I have on today. And as I mentioned in the first look, I will have everything linked in my description box. Now I'm going to take this shade up here called Free Thinker. I'm just going to put this in the inner corner. I might need to get another brush, but I also want to use it to lighten up this inner corner shade. Then I'll go back in with the shade that I used, Shades, deepen it up just a little, but I do want to lighten it up. Probably should have started with that. Now we're going to go back in with Earthy Ember. I'm just going to blend this into the crease. Then we will go in with Good Vibes. Just going to do that on this Glam Light brush. And I'm going to use this to slightly blend out the shade. Now I want to go in with my Sigma pencil brush. I'm going to pick up the shade here called Dig It and just put a little of this in the outer corner, the outer V. Now I'm going back in with this Glam Light brush. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of Peace and use this to really smudge out that deep shade. I'm going to start out with that Dew Color number 10 brush and go into Earthy Ember, and I'm just going to smudge this on the lower lash line. Now we are going to go into Good Vibes, and I'm just going to blend this orange shade out with that. And I'm probably going to put that white shade or that cream color Bone Matte in the inner part of the lower lash line as well. But now I need to deepen up this lower lash line so it kind of goes in with this outer corner more. I'm going to do that with my Singe Beauty E07, and I'm going to pick up the shade Dig It, and I'm just going to press this into the lower lash line. Now I'm going to add a little bit of Hazy Dreams. Now I'm going to take a little of my Unearthly Cosmetics Glimmer Grasp, and I'm going to do that with my BH Cosmetics packing brush. I notice this is the one I always grab, this brush. I have a ton of them, but this one just seems to really be my favorite for shimmers. Now this gold right here, it's called Vintage Vibes, would be so freaking pretty. It looks more like a true gold when you swatch it out. It looks kind of like a green gold in the pan, but I have to use this lava lamp shade. I'm so excited about it. It's the shade I've been drawn to since I first saw the palette. It's so freaking pretty. I don't know how much of this I'm going to put down just yet. We will find out. That is gorgeous. That would have been really pretty with the mattes that I did yesterday. Should I still do some of the gold? I was thinking about adding some. I used this one yesterday, Jazz. It would have been good with this, but I don't want to use the same. I was thinking about this one, but now I'm kind of thinking the gold. And now we are going in with Vintage Vibes. The name makes perfect sense because it is like that vintage looking gold. And we are just going to press this here on the inner corner. And then I'm going to kind of try to make it fade into that other shimmer we put down. I really love this. I really do. But now I need to blend these mattes into the shimmer. So we are going to start with the shade Peace. I'm just doing that on my Sigma pencil brush. I think it's the E30. I'm going to fade these in. And now I'm going to go into the shade Dig It and add just a tiny bit of this as well. I like the matte inner corner, but I feel like this look really needs more. So I'm going to go in with my BLENDBUNNY palette. I'm just going to clean that pencil brush off on my Sigma switch. I'm going to pick up some of this shade here called Enlighten. And I'm just going to place just the tiniest bit, maybe a little more. A little on the lower lash line too. But I love this. I think it's super pretty. Let me go over these mattes just one more time. Make sure everything is blended. And then I'm going to go do lashes and liner and all of those fun things. And I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. I love this. I think I might like this even more than yesterday's, but you'll have to let me know what you think down below. And here is the finished look. This may be one of my favorite eye looks that I've ever created. I love this so freaking much. In my waterline, I am wearing the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade UNTS. I think it looks really cool. It makes that orange glitter reflect in that multi-chrome really pop. I love this so much. The color combo is perfect. So happy that I went with the gold. I think I like this look even more than I like the first. I don't think, I know I do. I love this so much. But we're going to move on to look number 3, which will be right now for you guys, but for tomorrow for me. But I cannot wait to play with this again. I just love this. But you guys are going to have to let me know what you think of it down below. But let's go on to look number 3. I was going to try to do 4 looks with this palette, but I don't think I'm going to have time. So this is going to be the last look for this video. But I'm going to try to do more over on Instagram. So if you guys are interested in seeing more looks with it, then just follow me over there. It's all linked in my description box. But I'm really excited to play with this palette again. And I want to start out with this Glam Light brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Foxy. I think I'm going to make this look like kind of quick and easy. So I've done a lot of, like, used a lot of shades for a lot of looks, but I just would like to do something a little more simple for the last look. I've had so much fun playing with this palette though, and I'm really excited to play with it some more. It's such a fun one, but I have a lot of palettes on the way to me, and I've had a few things pop up like in my personal life. So I'm on a bit of a time crunch. Now that I've got this laid down, I want to go in with my Singe Beauty E03. I want to pick up just a little bit more of this, and I'm going to just blend this out. I love this shade so much. Now I'm just going to go back in with that Glam Light brush, pick up a little more, and just pack this into the crease. I want to deepen this up just a little bit. Something I've noticed about this palette too, every matte goes together. I don't think you could create a bad look or a look that wasn't cohesive with this palette. It's like they did a really, really good job curating it, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to try some more from the brand too. I can't believe I waited this long because, man, it's freaking incredible. Let me know down below if you guys picked it up. Now I want to just deepen it up a little. We're going to go into the shade here called Hazy Dreams. I'm just using that same Glam Light brush, and I cleaned it off on my Sigma switch. I mean, you really don't need to, but it's just force of habit. But I'm just going to put this all along the crease. These are like my kind of neutrals too. I love the more grungy side. Now I'm going to go back in with that Singe Beauty E03, pick up more of the shade Foxy, and just blend out the edges of this. Oop, almost went into the wrong shade. That would have sucked. Now I'm going to go in with the Singe Beauty E04 and pick up more of that shade Hazy Dreams and just press this into the outer V. I'm just trying to deepen it up on this outer portion. Now I'm just going to use this Glam Light brush to blend on the very edge of that. Super easy. I'm going to use my Singe Beauty E01, and what color do I want? I'm going to use the same one I've been using, Free Thinker, and I'm just going to place a little of this here in the inner corner. I'm just going to go in with the Singe Beauty E07, pick up some of that Hazy Dreams on the side of the brush, but then I'm going to just smudge this on the lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in with this Dew Color brush, and I'm going to pick up Foxy again, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the deeper shade. Same thing I did up top. Now I'm going to go back in with that shade Free Thinker, that bone colored matte, and I'm just going to press this here in the inner part of the lower lash line to brighten it up. Now I want to go in with my Unearthly Glimmer Grasp, and I'm just going to use the same brush I always use, my BH Cosmetics packing brush, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. Now we're going to go into this shade here called Jazz, and I'm going to put this all over the lid. Ooh, that looks so pretty. I think I want to use something to kind of bridge the shimmer and the matte. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this shade Lava Lamp. And I'm going to just put this on the very edge. And then, like I always do, I'll just go back in with the mattes. Now we're going to use my Sigma pencil brush, and I'm picking up Hazy Dreams. And we are just going to make sure these mattes in the outer corner are really blended into the shimmers. Like I said, this look was really quick, really easy, but I'm going to go off camera, do the other eye, lashes, liner, all the things, and then I will be back to show you guys the finished look, and then we will talk about this palette. And here is the finished look. I really love this. I decided to add a little bit of the shade Sage Serenity in the inner corner, and it added kind of like turned it into a mint. And then I put my ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Icebreaker in the waterline, and I love this look. It reminds me of an eyeshadow palette, but I, for the life of me, cannot think of what eyeshadow palette it is. If you guys can think of it, let me know down below because it's kind of driving me crazy. But I really love this. I think it turned out really good. And as for the palette, I've had a freaking blast with this. There's been so many good palettes that have came out this year so far. It's going to be so hard to do my next ranking, which I'm actually filming next, but this is such a great palette. Like I said earlier, the shades all go really well together. It's really easy to create a cohesive look with this. Love the matte formula. I have created 3 looks, so I feel secure enough to say that I really enjoy this matte formula a lot. I've had no issues with fading. They blend very easily. They layer well. And the shimmers are spectacular. I've had no issues with creasing or anything like that. I've just had a blast playing with this. Hopefully, I will be able to edit some stuff out of the other 2 looks where I talked about doing 4 looks with this palette. If I can't, I just want to say I'm sorry that I ended up not being able to. I hate saying I'm going to do something and then not doing it, but stuff happens. And I'm sure you guys understand. But like I mentioned earlier, just keep an eye on my Instagram account, and I will be doing more looks with this over there. I just think this is a spectacular release, and I really did have such a great time with it. But let me know which look was your favorite, and did you guys pick this palette up? I love hearing from you guys. I love reading the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, I really hope you will. I'm so close to 500 subscribers. I think I need 12 more, and I'm really excited to get there. So if you haven't subscribed, I really hope you will. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you guys don't miss any of my future videos. But until next time, bye.